the calm within. Life today feels like a storm. We hurry to meet deadlines. We rush to please others. We stress about the future. But the Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." Friends, welcome to this teaching. 10 Buddhist principles so that nothing can affect you. In this journey, we will discover not just beautiful words, but living wisdom. Lessons that can transform how we respond to the storms of life. Today, we begin with the first 2 principles. I invite you, sit comfortably, breathe deeply. Let each word enter not just your ears, but your heart. Sealing in this video, you'll discover why the mind reacts so easily and how to calm it. How awareness itself becomes your shield against chaos. Real stories from the Buddha's life that still guide us today. Practical tools you can apply right now in your daily routine. This is not just philosophy. It is a manual for living. So let us walk together, slowly and mindfully. Principle 1, understanding the reactive mind. The first principle is simple yet profound. Understand your reactive mind. The Buddha taught, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. Why do we suffer? Not because of what happens, but because of how we react. Open book story. One day, a man insulted the Buddha with harsh words. Instead of reacting, the Buddha calmly asked, "If someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The man replied, "It remains with the giver." The Buddha smiled. "In the same way, I do not accept your anger. It remains with you." This is the power of understanding reaction. We cannot control others, but we can control whether we receive their anger, their negativity, their poison. Light bulb daily life example. Imagine someone criticizes you at work or online. Your first impulse might be anger or defense. But pause. Remember, their words are theirs, not yours. Think of traffic. Someone cuts in front of you. Your mind explodes. How dare they? But is their action truly worth your peace? Seedling practical practice. Begin observing your thoughts like clouds. Do not chase them. Just notice. This is anger. This is fear. This is worry. Label them gently. In Buddhism, this is called noting. When you name your reaction, you weaken its grip. The first principle reminds us, your mind is not your enemy, but without awareness, it becomes your master. With awareness, you reclaim peace. Take a deep breath now and realize you do not have to accept every gift the world throws at you. Principle 2, the power of awareness. The second principle flows naturally. Cultivate awareness as your shield. The Buddha said, just as a solid rock is not shaken by the storm, so the wise are not moved by praise or blame. Awareness is that rock. Without it, we are like dry leaves, blown by every wind of emotion. With it, we are steady, unshaken. Open book story. There was once a monk who practiced mindfulness while sweeping the temple. Another monk asked him, "Why do you sweep so slowly?" The monk replied, "I am not only sweeping the floor, I am also sweeping my mind of distraction." Awareness means being fully here. Even in small acts like breathing, walking, or drinking tea, Light bulb daily life example. When you drink your morning coffee, don't scroll your phone. Just taste the coffee. Feel its warmth. When someone speaks to you, listen not to reply, but to truly hear. That is awareness. Even in stress, awareness says, this is stress. Let me breathe with it. Seedling practical practice. Try the 3 breath practice. Before responding to any situation, pause and take 3 slow breaths. This single act can transform reaction into wisdom. Practice mindful walking. Each step, silently say, I am here, I am safe, I am calm. When awareness becomes your habit, life changes. Problems still come. Criticism still arises. But instead of reacting blindly, you see clearly. And in that clarity, peace enters. Transition. So far we have learned. Understand a reactive mind. Do not accept every gift of anger or negativity. Cultivate awareness. Make it your shield against the storms of life. Friends, even with just these 2 principles, your life can already begin to transform. But we are only at the beginning. In the next part, we will go deeper into principle 3 and 4, where we explore the pause before reaction and non-attachment to outcomes. Stay with me as we continue this journey together. Principle 3, the pause before reaction. One of the greatest gifts the Buddha gave us is a reminder to pause, to stop, breathe, and see clearly before reacting. The Buddha said, if you are patient in one moment of anger, you will escape 100 days of sorrow. Think about it. How many mistakes in life came from rushing into reaction? Harsh words spoken in anger, decisions made in fear, actions taken in pride. Open book story. There was once a king who asked the Buddha, what is the greatest weapon a man can carry into battle? The Buddha replied, patience. For patience disarms anger and turns enemies into friends. Patience begins with a pause. That small space, just a breath, just a moment, changes everything. Light bulb daily life example. Imagine your child spills milk on the floor. Your first impulse, anger. But if you pause, you may see the child is scared, not careless. You respond with kindness instead of punishment. At work, an email arrives that feels insulting. If you reply immediately, words may cut deeper. If you pause, you may find a wiser, calmer response. Seedling practical practice. Before speaking when emotions rise, silently repeat. Pause. Breathe. See clearly. Try the count to 10 method, but mindfully. With each number, feel your breath. Pushpin, remember, reacting is instinct, but pausing is wisdom. The pause creates space, and in that space, freedom is born. So the 3rd principle is this: learn the art of the pause. It will save you from sorrow. Principle 4, non-attachment to outcomes. The 4th principle is the heart of Buddhist wisdom. Non-attachment. The Buddha taught, you only lose what you cling to. Suffering does not come from life itself, but from our attachment to how life should be. Open book story. Once, the Buddha told a parable of a man crossing a river. He built a strong raft and used it to reach the other side. But once he arrived, he carried the raft on his shoulders, saying, This helped me before, so I must keep it always. The Buddha asked, is he wise or foolish? The monks replied, foolish, Lord. The raft has served its purpose. The Buddha concluded, so too, let go of things once they have served their purpose. Do not cling. Light bulb daily life example. You work hard for a promotion. If it comes, good. If not, do not let it destroy your peace. Effort is yours, but outcome is not. In relationships, attachment to how a person must behave creates disappointment. Love them without the chains of control, and peace blossoms. Seedling practical practice. When doing something, remind yourself, I give my best, but I release the result. Reflect each night. What did I cling to today? Can I gently place it down? Pushpin non-attachment does not mean indifference. It means freedom. It means you can love fully, work diligently, live passionately, without being enslaved by the outcome. The fourth principle teaches us, true peace is not in controlling results, but in letting go of them. Transition. So far, we have traveled together through 4 powerful principles. Understand the reactive mind. Cultivate awareness as your shield. Practice the pause before reaction. Live with non-attachment to outcomes. Friends, imagine living even just these 4 deeply. Already, much of life's noise begins to fade. But our journey does not end here. In the next session, we will continue with Principle 5 and 6, exploring impermanence and acceptance, the heart of all Buddhist wisdom. Stay with me, and let us keep walking together, slowly, mindfully, peacefully. Principle 5, embrace impermanence. One of the most profound truths the Buddha taught is anicca, impermanence. Everything changes. Everything passes. The Buddha said, all conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. Why is this so powerful? Because most of our suffering comes from pretending that things will stay the same. We cling to moments, to people, to possessions, forgetting that nothing lasts forever. Open book story. There was once a queen who adored her child more than anything in the world. But one day, the child became ill and passed away. Overwhelmed with grief, she went to the Buddha and begged for help. The Buddha said gently, "Bring me a mustard seed from a house where no one has died." She searched the entire city. Every house had experienced death. Finally, she understood suffering is universal. Loss is part of life. With tears, she bowed to the Buddha, realizing the truth of impermanence. Light bulb daily life example. Imagine your youth, your health, your beauty. These will change. But rather than fearing it, you can embrace every stage as a gift. Think about money. Wealth may come, wealth may go. If you cling, you suffer. If you accept change, you stay at peace. Seedling practical practice. Each morning, remind yourself, this day will never return again. Let me live it fully. When faced with loss, repeat gently, this too shall pass. Pushpin impermanence is not meant to make us sad. It is meant to make us free. Because when we know nothing lasts forever, we stop clinging and we start appreciating. So the fifth principle is this: embrace impermanence, and you will embrace life itself. Principle 6, practice radical acceptance. The sixth principle flows naturally from impermanence. Acceptance. To live with peace, we must accept life as it is, not as we wish it to be. The Buddha said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." When we fight reality, we create suffering. When we accept reality, we create peace. Open book story. Once, a monk was traveling and stopped at a village. The villagers insulted him, shouted at him, and threw dust in his direction. The monk remained calm. Later, a disciple asked, "Master, why did you not respond to their insults?" The monk smiled and said, "If someone gives you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The disciple replied, "To the giver." The monk said, "So too with anger and insults. I chose not to accept them. They remain with the giver." This is radical acceptance, not passive weakness, but inner strength. Light bulb daily life example. You face heavy traffic. You can curse it, or accept it and use the time to breathe, reflect, or listen to something uplifting. Someone criticizes you unfairly. You can react with anger or accept their words as their burden, not yours. Seedling practical practice. When faced with difficulty, ask, "Can I change this?" If yes, act. If not, accept. Practice sitting silently with discomfort. Instead of resisting, breathe into it. Pushpin acceptance does not mean giving up. It means choosing peace over resistance. It means flowing with life instead of fighting against the current. So the sixth principle is this: accept life as it is. In acceptance, peace is born. Transition. Now, dear listener, we have uncovered 6 principles so far. Understand the reactive mind, awareness as your shield, the pause before reaction, non-attachment to outcomes, embrace impermanence, practice radical acceptance. Each principle builds upon the other, slowly shaping the mind into calmness and wisdom. But there is still more to explore. In the next part, we will journey deeper into principles 7 and 8, where we learn how to find peace by letting go of opinions and discovering the hidden gift of becoming unavailable. Stay with me. The path is unfolding step by step toward true freedom. Principle 7, peace is found in fewer opinions. So often, our minds are restless because we hold too many opinions. We want to be right. We want others to agree. We want to argue, to defend, to prove. But the Buddha reminds us, silence is better than meaningless words. When we cling to opinions, our mind becomes a battlefield. When we let go of the need to always be right, peace returns. Open book story. A wise monk once visited a village where 2 groups were fighting bitterly about religion. One side asked him, "Master, tell us, who is correct, our belief or theirs?" The monk smiled and replied, "If 2 men are lost in the forest, does it matter who argues better about the path? Or does it matter who walks calmly and finds a way out?" The villagers fell silent. Light bulb daily life example. On social media, people argue endlessly about politics, lifestyle, and even trivial things. But what does it bring? Stress, anger, division. In families, we fight over who is right in small matters, but later realize the relationship is far more precious than the argument. Seedling practical practice. Try this. Today, when someone says something you disagree with, simply listen. Do not rush to correct them. Notice the peace that arises from not needing to win. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? If not, let it go. Pushpin true strength is not in having the loudest opinion, but in cultivating inner silence. So the 7th principle is this: peace is found in fewer opinions. Principle 8, the gift of becoming unavailable. In today's world, we are constantly available. Our phones buzz, messages come. People want our time, our energy, our attention. But the Buddha's wisdom teaches us that peace often comes when we create space. The Buddha said, "If you do not find companion to walk with, walk alone. Like a king who has renounced his conquered kingdom, walk alone like an elephant in the forest." This is a teaching of solitude, not loneliness, but the gift of stepping back. Open book story. There was once a monk who lived near a busy city. Every day, villagers came with endless questions, demands, and arguments. He felt drained. So one morning, he quietly packed his bowl and robes and walked to a quiet forest. There, in the stillness, he discovered peace. Later, when he returned, his mind was clear, his heart open, and his teachings were deeper than ever. Light bulb daily life example. When you are constantly replying to every message, every notification, you lose your inner calm. But when you set boundaries, when you say, "Not now, I need rest," you begin to recharge. A parent who takes 10 minutes of quiet alone time can return their children with far more love and patience. Seedling practical practice. Each day, create one small sacred space of silence, even just 10 minutes. Turn off the phone. Sit quietly. Breathe. Let the mind settle. Practice saying no kindly without guilt. Remember, protecting your peace allows you to give more authentically later. Pushpin becoming unavailable is not selfish. It is self-care. It is choosing to step back so your inner light can shine brighter. So the 8th principle is this: the gift of becoming unavailable gives rise to deeper peace. Transition. So far, dear listener, we have walked through 8 principles. Understand the reactive mind, awareness as your shield, the pause before reaction, non-attachment to outcomes, embrace impermanence, practice radical acceptance. Peace is found in fewer opinions. The gift of becoming unavailable. Each one is like a stepping stone across the river of suffering, guiding us toward freedom and stillness. But the journey is not finished. In the next part, we will uncover the final 2 principles, Principle 9 and 10, including the most powerful lesson of all, how to overcome the illusion of someday and realize that peace is here, now. Stay with me. The path continues and the light grows brighter. Principle 9, the illusion of someday. How often do we tell ourselves, "Someday I will find peace. Someday I will meditate more. Someday I will slow down and enjoy life." But that someday never comes. It is an illusion. The Buddha taught, do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Open book story. Once, a farmer came to Buddha. He said, "Master, I am too busy with my farm, my animals, my debts. When I am older and free, I will follow your teachings." The Buddha gently asked him, "Tell me, farmer, when your house is on fire, do you wait until you finish your work before putting out the flames? Or do you act now?" The farmer understood. His mind was burning with suffering, and the time to practice was now. Light bulb daily life example. Many of us wait. When I have more money, then I'll relax. When my problems are solved, then I'll meditate. But life is always imperfect. If we wait for perfect conditions, we never begin. A young person says, "I'll take care of my health later." But when later comes, sickness has already arrived. Seedling practical practice. Take one small action today, not tomorrow. Meditate for 5 minutes. Take one mindful breath. Appreciate one moment of stillness. Remind yourself, this moment is enough. Pushpin, the 9th principle, is this: stop waiting for someday. Peace is found only in this moment. Principle 10, you are not obligated to suffer. Many people believe that life is meant to be suffering, that somehow, to live fully, we must always endure pain, stress, and worry. But the Buddha taught otherwise. Yes, life has suffering, but suffering is not your identity. You are not obligated to carry it forever. The Buddha said, "I teach one thing, suffering and the end of suffering." Open book story. A man once carried a heavy sack of stones on his back. He came to the Buddha, exhausted. The Buddha asked, "Why are you carrying such weight?" The man replied, "I must. It is my burden." The Buddha said, "If you put it down, will the earth stop spinning? If you rest, will the sun not rise tomorrow?" The man realized he was holding pain unnecessarily. He placed the sack down, and for the first time, felt lightness. Light bulb daily life example. Some people stay in toxic relationships because they believe they must suffer. Some remain in jobs that destroy their health because they think they have no choice. But the truth is, you always have the choice to release what harms you. Seedling practical practice. Reflect. What unnecessary weight am I carrying? It may be guilt, anger, or fear. Practice letting go, even for one moment. Imagine setting the burden down. Feel the relief. Pushpin, the 10th principle, is this: you are not obligated to suffer. Freedom is possible, here and now. Final summary and gratitude. Dear listener, we have now walked together through 10 Buddhist principles. Understand the reactive mind. Awareness as your shield. The pause before reaction. Non-attachment to outcomes. Embrace impermanence. Practice radical acceptance. Peace is found in fewer opinions. The gift of becoming unavailable. Stop waiting for someday. You are not obligated to suffer. Each principle is a light on the path, a reminder that calmness, freedom, and joy are not distant dreams. They are choices we can make in each moment. Take a breath now. Feel it enter, feel it leave. Notice, in this breath there is no anger. In this breath there is no worry, only peace. Dear friends, thank you for joining me on this journey of wisdom. If these teachings touch your heart, please remember, like this video, if it brought you peace, share it with someone who may need this message today. Subscribe to our channel for more guidance and inspiration. Your support helps spread the light of the Buddha's wisdom to more people across the world. Globe showing Europe, Africa. Speech balloon, as the Buddhist said. Just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. May you carry these principles into your daily life. May you find freedom from unnecessary suffering. And may you walk this path with calmness, clarity, and compassion. Until we meet again, I bow in gratitude. Folded hands.